people in the booth already?
Yep.
Of course.
Yep. It's been busy.
Yeah. Cool. So how long you guys been doing this?
So we launched our original version 4 years ago, and then this year we launched new versions. We launched actually 3 new versions.
Cool.
Much smaller, lighter, better in every possible way. New feature set, all that good stuff.
It's faster, jumps higher.
Yeah, all that. Yep. Follows the technology trend upward.
All right, we are here. We're at the NASGW show in Orlando. That's the National Association of Sporting Goods Wholesalers. Hey, KJ, tell KJ to come over here. We're going to do a hot swap here. I'm Tom Gresham. We're with Austin from Mantis X. You got the coolest product. You guys got an award. Hold on a second here. KJ, get over here. All right. This is live stuff right here. Come on in.
Hey, man.
We're going to hot swap. We're going to put KJ on.
You're doing it. All right, here we go. Wow, that's the beauty of live, isn't it, Austin?
It is. Magic happens.
It does. How you doing
Great.
today?
Good to see you. Sorry to get you out of the shower this early in the morning.
Man, I was in there, and I was wishing I'd brought my shower gun.
Well,
I really was.
I brought a gift for you.
Oh, no.
Just to kick this whole thing off.
Oh, jeez.
It's not a gun, but
Oh.
it is for your shower gun.
Oh, you got to be kidding.
This is a watertight case. See that?
This is beautiful.
Watertight case. You can fit all sorts of calibers in this thing. Oh,
Now, I'm thinking a 38 would go nicely in here.
fit nicely in there.
I know the new Springfield Hellcat or the
Fit a couple of those in there.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh, you got to be kidding. That's cool.
And
See,
then
this is what folks need is a shower gun, and this fits perfectly. Look at this. You can put that.
yeah, so here we
Beautiful.
go. I got you suction cups as well. So you can suction them to the wall and hang that thing.
That's perfect. Look at this. All right, for all you folks out there watching, this is how you do your shower gun right here.
It exists. It's legit. You need to do it. So I actually found
All right.
a prepper blog where the guy did this. He used this exact same case, so I made sure it was legit. He pulled up 4 in the news articles of people that had been accosted in their showers.
In their showers.
In their showers. And some of them had guns and some of them did not. So it's legit. It's a real thing.
It is.
And
Well,
now
and
you can be protected while you're showering.
And I saw this, not this one, but I saw a news story, the same thing. The guy breaks in, all of a sudden, he had a shower gun. And I want to say it was a full size, like 44 or something like that. Like a full size shower gun. Like he wasn't messing around. Yeah. Okay, so we are talking about shower guns. This is kind of how we all get into
this is not the new product, by the way.
No, not new product.
But we'll get there.
We're going to get to the X10 here in a little bit. But yeah, Michael, go ahead and roll that footage in from the shower gun at SHOT Show.
But we always had guns in the house. Go ahead.
So you're a self-admitted fanatic.
Oh sure, yeah, no, I don't deny it. I got a gun in the shower with me. I mean, concealed carry 24 hours a day.
Wait.
Well, I guess that wouldn't be concealed, but carry
hold
24
a second.
hours
You
a
ain't
day.
concealed in the shower. But let's get back
There's
to
a
this.
shower curtain. Thank you very much.
So instead of like shower beers, you got shower guns.
Sure. Yeah.
Jeez. You can almost do this just any way you want to, string it up or hook it. But so the guys, I mean, we actually got a lot of traction, and a lot of folks were interested in the shower gun. And you guys saw there when we were talking about it. But this is it's a real deal. I mean, we always talk about, where do you carry, how do you carry, and this is a perfect solution for that.
Maybe we should commercialize this next year.
I think we should.
Best new accessory of 2020, the shower gun.
Yeah,
So
the shower gun.
We'll try it. Either that or a shower holster.
I think the shower holster might be the deal.
Appendix carry?
Oh, no, appendix carry. No, please, no. Don't get any thoughts in your mind out there, okay? All right. So the X10, I think I kind of kicked Tom out of here, and I don't know if he's wanting back in or not. So we're just gonna roll with it.
We'll roll with it. So
the X10.
So here's the deal. You got a shower gun now.
Yes.
So you feel safe in the shower, but the reality is, your mom called the other day and she said, Kevin's not a very good shot.
She's not lying.
And when you're in the shower, you're pretty vulnerable, you're pretty relaxed, and all of a sudden you got a high-tense situation. You might be good at the range shooting statically, hitting that target at 10, 20 yards or whatever, but when you're in a high-pressure situation, you're going to miss everything.
Oh, yeah.
Everything's going to go to pot, especially when someone walks in you naked, right?
Yeah.
So
there's no other vulnerable feeling in the world than sitting there getting attacked while you're naked. Not that I know.
You can imagine.
You can just go there in your mind.
So anyways, this is what the X10 is all about. It's about improving shooting for all level of shooters. So we came out with the first version a few years ago. We were on. We won Best New Accessory in 2018, last year in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And we came out with some new versions this year that are smaller, slimmer, lighter, more powerful, more high tech, blah blah blah, everything better.
Yeah.
Right. And the X10 in particular is kind of our flagship product now. It's this little, you can barely see it on the little device, but here's a small
Yeah,
mock-up.
Jace, can you get on that? That's way smaller than what we were dealing with a couple years ago.
Yeah, so it's about half the size, half the weight. It's slimmer, so it fits in more holsters. Basically, any light-bearing holster it'll work.
It'll work.
It's shorter, so it fits on more guns more elegantly. There's this quick disconnect that allows you to slide it on, snap it on instead of a bolt release.
Okay,
It's just a genius design. The battery life is like triple the battery life of the original.
Well, and it's USB charged, right?
USB charged. It lasts
right there.
20 hours of shooting. If you can shoot for 20 hours, you're more of a man than I am. But yeah, it lasts forever. And it's amazing. It has 4 times the data rate of the original version. So a lot more that we can do with it. So the X10 does a ton more stuff. The original version and the X3 that was the updated version of the original, they do amazing things for helping people improve their core marksmanship. All the data that we've taken, analyzed tens of millions of shots, like consistent improvement happens when you can use these devices. The X10 adds some new elements to that shooting. But I think let's start a little bit with going back to the rewind. Probably some of the viewers don't know what the original X does. Right. So let's just show.
Let's do the base.
Let's do the base, and we'll work up from there, right?
Let's start in the bathtub and work our way up to the shower.
That's right. That's right. Gotta start somewhere. Yeah. So here it is. You just push the little button. You can see a little blinky green light there. It's a Bluetooth device that has accelerometers and gyroscopes in it. And what it does is it connects to an app on your iPhone or tablet or Android phone, whatever platform you're working with, and it gives you real-time feedback on your shooting. The end. So here's how it works. It tracks movement all the time. I'm going to not muzzle Tom. If you want to move out of the way, Tom, so I'm not muzzling you.
Well, let's just go over there.
Let's go over there, right? So I'm moving the gun around. You can see how it's tracking the movement all the time, right? When I actually take a shot, it saves and analyzes the data surrounding that shot. Now, this looks like a bunch of squiggly lines, right, that don't make any sense. But here's where you kind of start to see things come to fruition. So each shot is analyzed. That's the muzzle trace before, during it, and after the shot. And it's probably hard for people to see on the show, but it shows. It shows a little bit of everything, and there's different colored tracks. So what are those tracks? Yep. So the white X is where the shot breaks.
Right.
Let me take a worse shot so you can see a little bit more clearly.
Come on, you got to get worse than that.
38.9, that's pretty bad. High score is 100, right? So it scores every shot based on how good your trigger control is.
Right.
The yellow is right before the shot, which is 0.15 of a second. That's where the majority of errors occur for the majority of shooters. Right. So if you look at that pattern, the blue is half a second before that. So it kind of shows you your aim and your hold and your trigger press and a little bit of your follow through. Right. And it scores every shot, saying basically how well controlled that shot is. And then what it does is you can say after you've taken a bunch of shots. Yeah, individual shots are very, very fascinating to see what the movement pattern was, but then you look at them all together and you say, what was my average score and what were the overall tendencies? So this chart shows you I have a tendency, at least at this shooting session this day, to kind of pull to the left and right a little bit. Now, that's probably due to, well, if you tap on a section, it can explain what can cause that and how to correct it. So a common cause for left-right issues is trigger finger placement, right? So adjusting the placement of the finger on the trigger will adjust where the gun goes while I squeeze that trigger. It's just basic mechanics. But sometimes the reality is when we shoot a gun, a lot happens faster than we can detect. Right. And our human eyes can perceive, and this gives us data-driven objective analysis to say, okay, what happened actually in that shot sequence.
Well, and a lot of times what you're doing is you're just analyzing where your shot hit. That's all you can figure out is, well, I don't know unless you have someone there watching you who's an expert and is really analyzing your breathing, your shot and everything. And this actually does all of it for you. Right.
And there's human limitations, right? Even someone watching our sample rate on our eyes it doesn't go to 1,000 times a second. No. Right. And so this detects even those smallest micro movements you may not be able to perceive with the human eye.
And one thing that I'm slowly finding out, so I have to drive 45 minutes to the range one way. So now I can look at it and go, well, instead of spending that, nothing replaces live fire training. However, this makes it a lot easier because you can go to the range every day.
That's right. So this works dry fire and it works live fire. So you can use it at home practicing, you can use it at the range practicing. And the reality is what we found is that, yes, nothing replaces live fire range time. You got to get used to that recoil. Right. But if you do dry fire practice consistently, your live fire results will drastically improve. We did a study we took a subset of 10 million shots of people shooting with Mantis.
Right.
We published this, I think, last year. And it took about 1,000 trigger presses for people to go from an average of a 70 all the way up to a 90 on average, which is a 1-inch deviation at 10 yards. And the translation of that to live fire was equally paralleled. So people rag on dry fire a little bit, and there's a reason to rag on it, because if you're not getting feedback, you could be building up training scars. But if you're getting feedback and learning how to do it right, then the results and how it translates to live fire
it's an
are 100%
instant
real.
change.
Exactly
You're seeing that instant change happen in your shooting. And, one of the great things about this is people are recognizing this as a viable tool to help them improve. And you guys actually just last night won a Caliber Award for it here at NASGW in Poma.
Yes.
So we've got a little bit of video of that. We're going to go ahead and roll in. This is just last night at the awards, and it's pretty impressive to win one of these awards, because the categories are pretty specific.
So we're thrilled and honored to be the recipient of this award 2 years in a row. Very excited the industry as a whole is supporting innovation and viewing that as really a keystone, a cornerstone of future success. Reminds me of a story about a traveler who went to this Greek monastery that was high up on a cliff, very hard to reach. Only way to get there was through a rope basket that an accompanying monk would hoist you up in. So he goes there, he hops in the basket, and the monk starts hoisting him up. And he looks up at the rope and it's fraying. So he turns to the monk and says, "How often do you change this rope?" And the monk turns to him and says, "Well, every time it breaks." And a lot of people in the industry this year, we have a lot of friends in the industry this year that have had their ropes broken. Lots more ropes are frayed. But we think that innovation is really the wave of the future, really driving sustainability for the industry as a whole and for companies and for our friends. So we're thrilled that this award recognizes innovation, and there's lots more innovation yet to come.
So we're talking Caliber Award winner with the Mantis X10. And as far as like any guns this goes on to, like recoil, is there anything that this won't handle?
Great question. So the X10 goes on anything. Goes on pistols, goes on rifles, and actually the X10 supports shotgun support as well. So there's a completely different app for shotgun analysis, skeet trap, sporting clays. Gives you all sorts of detailed analysis that's completely different than this.
Okay.
We're not going to demonstrate that now.
Right.
But yeah, it gives a lot of detailed analysis. Some differences between the X10 and the earlier model is it gives you not just a static shooting analysis, but some dynamic shooting analysis. So we added recoil analysis as one of those metrics, which is, of course, we're biased, but this is something that the industry talks about a lot, but there's no objective data to back it up. Right? This gun shoots flatter. This has less felt recoil. Right? This is 50% better. Like, by whose
standards are you
exactly
upholding to?
This is not JD Power, right?
Yeah.
So, and we are not JD Power, but this gives you objective feedback on recoil control. So it'll give you how much muzzle flip you got, what the recovery time is. It'll draw the trace of your recoil pattern, tells you what angle you're going at, and how wide that recoil pattern was.
Now, how's that going to help the shooter? I mean, in the end, like guys who are looking at this, like how's understanding their recoil management going to help them become a better shooter?
Great question. It's not talked about enough because no one's been able to talk about it before.
Right.
But it's important because the original Mantis X and still a lot of the core functionality is designed about getting that first shot on target exactly right, exactly where you want it every single time. But if you're in a situation, you're not going to be putting one round down there. Like, you're going to be emptying the magazine, right? And so that's the second, third, fourth, fifth, 10th, 13th shot, whatever. You got to get those on target too. And that accuracy and speed is wholly dependent on your recoil control. Yes, trigger control is a huge part of that, and that's what the base version is all about, and the base functionality is all about. But we're expanding that to say you want every single shot to be as fast as possible and as accurate as possible. If you can figure out how to grip your gun in just the right way and analyze that and make small adjustments so that you can minimize your recovery time and get back on target faster, that's going to make the difference between possibly life and death.
Right.
So that's recoil control in the X10. Also does holster draw analysis, right?
Oh, really?
So this is something, again, that no one right now, holster draw analysis, if you're in your shower, with your shower holster.
I ain't got no holster. I can tell you that much.
When we come out with the shower holster, the waterproof shower holster that you're using in the shower, right? You want to get that out as quickly as possible. We practice with holster draws. Obviously, concealed carry, it's a massive market of deep concern, of deep interest right now. Holster draw analysis is key to being as efficient and effective as possible. But right now, the only way to train is really with a par timer or a shot timer, right? So a beep goes, you draw, and you shoot. How fast did I do that? And you try to get faster.
Right.
Full stop. Nothing more. So what the X10 does is, because we're tracking motion, we do this detailed breakdown of 5 different stages of holster draw.
Okay.
So we tell you how long it takes you from the buzzer to actually getting your hand on the gun, how long it takes you to get it out of the holster, how long it gets you to the horizontal position where you're actually presenting it, how long it takes you to get on target, and how long it takes you to get your shot off.
Right.
So now you have 5 different segments. You can say, where am I weak? Where am I strong? What do I need to focus on? And you can
so
break
now
it
you can
down.
break it down. You're getting the finite details in your draw, stroke, everything.
Exactly right. And then with that, we're giving specific tips to say, okay, you know what, if you're slow getting it out of the holster, here's some different things that you can look at to try to speed that phase up.
Okay.
If you're on target longer than you need to be, we can say, you know what, you could take that shot a tenth of a second faster and still be just as accurate, right? So you're hovering too long, you're waiting too long, you're hesitating. Have confidence you can take and make that shot accurately.
Well, the competition shooters have to love this.
They do.
Because it's analyzing every little detail of their movement, their shots on target, everything.
Yep.
And it's small, and they can do it every night.
Exactly right.
Jeez.
We're adding new functionality, and by the way, all the updates to the app are free. We don't charge for the app. It's 100% free. All the updates are free. We update every couple weeks. Actually, there's an update. We got major updates coming out for the X10 that'll include shooting on the move, rapid fire, and multi-target analysis.
Really?
So again, you look at, we are used to static shooting.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with static shooting. You got to get that down before you can do the more complex stuff. But we've had no way to analyze the more complex stuff besides a shot timer.
Right.
Until now. And now we can say we're going to take a deep dive into all these analytics and figure out how can I optimize my shooting performance.
Jeez. All right. It's just amazing how much you can analyze and get and improve off just this little thing right here.
Yep. Just that little thing.
The X10.
There's some nerdy engineers behind the scenes doing crazy stuff and make the software do its magic.
You know they're doing that.
It's crazy.
So, all right. You guys have been good enough to watch this video. So what we're going to do is, hey, we're going to select a comment. You guys go ahead and comment. We're going to let this run for a week, and we're going to take one of your comments, and we're going to send you an X10. It's going to help you become a better shot. It's going to help you become more efficient, and you're going to definitely become better in the shower. Do you like that?